So the next one is I again, and that I is interests. Interests. So what do you both enjoy? If you're going to build intimacy, you guys have to find things that you do together and that you enjoy doing together. So it's not just enough to do things together, but you must find things that you enjoy doing together, and they must be sustained. I'm laughing because the example I'm about to give you, Pastor K has accused me many times that when the children came, I changed. But when I first met him, because, well, his personality, he's very extroverted, very, and I'm quite the opposite. So, like we said, I had to be intentional about, our intimacy, which meant that I had to make some adjustments for him as well. The things I like are very easy. So there are things that I don't think that he has to do much adjusting, staying at home in bed. It's not really, it's not really stressful. Watching a movie is not really stressful. But my husband likes things like bungee jumping, power bike riding, skydiving, things that you must question whether you live or die. So I remember when we first got married, he wanted to do all those things, right? And I had to, because I understand that most men, well, I think all men really, want the kind of love that involves friendship. They want you to be their buddy, They want someone they can gist with. They can, talk about football scores with and things like that. That was the easy part. Football, tennis, that was easy. Learning all that was easy. Now, the hard part was the dangerous stuff. So I remember we went to Dubai, and Pastor K wanted to do the fastest roller coaster in the world. And because I'm such a sweet person, I decided, okay, let's do it. It's what you want to do. So we got there. And there's this other guy who is his friend as well, who likes to brag about speed. He likes speed. He drives a lot, likes fast cars. So they talk about fast cars. I don't really like speed. Talk about fast cars together and everything. So we went on this fastest roller coaster. Pastor wanted to sit in the first row. I said, no. Let's sit in the second row so that we'll not be the first to die. So this guy was like, what's there? What's the speed? And so he was with his fiancée at the time. Were they married? Anyway, was with his wife, I think. And she came from the UK, so she had this British, almost Cockney accent. Every time she's talking, I say, okay. So we got into this roller coaster, and then they were in front, we were in the second seat. And the put on our seat belts, and it started moving. It just started with a very slow chug. All of a sudden, it stopped. So when it started, I was like, oh, it's not that bad. All of a sudden, it stopped. Then I heard, oh God, the next thing I knew, my head went back. My face was almost peeling off. And I remember, all I could remember was because it's a roller coaster, right? So it will go down, it will turn, it will go upside down. I just kept saying to myself, what is marriage really necessary? Why am I here? Is this how I met my end? I was saying all kinds, honestly. But the guy in front of me, remember, UAE is a Muslim nation, right? The guy in front of me, who had been boasting about, next thing I heard was, Jesus Christ, you are the God of speed. In my head, I was not thinking, so if this thing doesn't kill us, somebody's probably going to throw a bomb from behind. But we came down from that thing, and my husband was very excited. I was really just questioning everything. He's married by force. Won't I make heaven without marriage? I was thinking, and he kept on holding on to me and kissing me randomly. He was so excited. Now what that meant was that I had created a precedent for other things. But I found out that I gave him joy, and that's my point. There may be a few sacrifices, even though I think he's getting cured now. So then I went on the bike ride on Hafith Mountains. There's these mountains in Abu Dhabi? No, it's near Oman. I can't remember. Well, so the mountains are so thin that only one car or one vehicle can pass at the same time. And then if you bend too much, you can literally tip over on. I don't know. See, it's marriage. What I'm trying to bring out is that sometimes the thing that gives your partner joy may not be convenient for you. And you need to, I said I do. So I got to the point where I had to do. But my point is this. There are things that both of you may not enjoy at the same pace, but you will have to make adjustments for that person. The point is you must find things. So not always dangerous things. Sometimes date nights, movies, go shopping together, you know, spend a weekend away together, do things that you both enjoy. The point is just simply making sure that you don't lose what got you started in the first place. We have a friend who always describes it like this, that there are certain stages in marriage, right? And if you do not keep building on your interests together, you can move from being soulmates to being role mates to being roommates to being cellmates. That means you'll be locked up in an in a marital prison. So you're moving from being soulmates to being roommates. So you move from being everything, we get each other, you know, we enjoy each other, to just doing things together, paying school fees, picking up the children for whatever extracurricular activities they have, or just doing your duty, to now moving from that point, especially when the kids leave home, to just be roommates, because we bought this house together. There's no point moving out. So we're going to be here and just be here until we figure out what to do with each other. So now finally being cellmates, because the marriage is now no longer bearable. What keeps you guys as soulmates is doing things that you find interesting together. So now I'm going to give you 1 minute to talk to each other about the things you both enjoy doing that you stopped doing or that you should do more of. So and what is an interest you have that you like your partner to join you more? So they've not been joining you. Maybe you've been watching the movies alone. You've been watching the series alone. You would like them to watch with you. Just let them know what are some of the interests. Maybe you like to travel, they don't like to travel. Maybe you like to read, they don't like to read. What are some of the interests you would like them to join you with or join you on? What are some of those interests? Say, hey, I like when you used to. I like when you used to. We used to do a lot of this. We used to do a lot of this. My wife doesn't go biking with me again. No. After she had all her children, she has abandoned me now. Two of us cannot die now. We have children to raise. No, but I don't do that. That's not fair. I still do some dangerous things with you. Yeah, sometimes. But you're not saying that publicly. As you're discussing, please also write, because you can refer to it later. Yeah, and they can be conversation starters for later. Yes. What are some of the interests you used to join me with? And the issue is that, like I said, some of you need to go through, it will almost be like a drag sometimes, doing what the other person likes, because usually opposites attract. So what that person will like, you will not be interested at all. For instance, I know most men do not like to go for shopping. And if your wife likes to go for shopping, you have to, you know, suffer through it. But if it makes her happy, then you go with her. All right? So that's what we're trying to say. Sometimes it's not going to be fun things. Be a good sport. My wife hates speed. Absolutely hates speed. Hates speed. Me, I love speed. I love driving. So those days, but she deceived me. Those days, she was following me everywhere. Now that she has all her children, she two of us can die together. Go alone. So the truth is, I know you're not going to die, so I'm praying. I have to be at home to pray. You pray, right? Yes. So, but the point is that interest usually you won't find it interesting. What your partner will enjoy, you will totally not enjoy. But you see, we talked about intentionality at the beginning. So you have to be intentional. My wife loves Christmas movies. Christmas movies. You know Christmas movies is one storyline. All of them use one storyline. And there must be snow. One person must be stuck somewhere. They want to have an appointment they couldn't go for. Their family is not around. Something funny. He has a wife before. A fiancé wants to marry. He didn't now marry that one. He now met that girl in a bookstore or in a supermarket. Same story. Pastor, okay, in my defense, right? My mind is constantly working. I'm fixing one thing, running one business, doing one ministry. So I need things that I don't, like mindless movies. So I can walk out of the room and come back and continue the story. I don't even care. They could have done it 3 hours and I'll still understand what they are doing, because it's the same thing. I can even tell where they are going. Somebody will fall in love with someone, and nobody dies.
If I put a movie on, I give them only 5 minutes. If there's no shooting, no punching, nobody's fighting, they are going to the next movie. They are not serious in this movie. Nobody shoots anybody in 5 minutes.
Let me also say this, please. If you are married to a woman who likes those kind of movies or chick flicks, try not to fall asleep when she's watching. Try. I didn't say never try, or at least pretend it's like you're very guilty of this. Yeah, but just try.
Yes.
Yeah. As I said, try.
Yes. It will take intentionality. That's the point. It's not going to come naturally. Remember, good couples are compatible by chance. Great couples are compatible by choice.
Okay.
So that's the real issue. Many people just drift apart because they're just doing nothing.
Yeah.
If you do nothing, what will happen is that you will drift apart. Yeah. You have to be intentional. Watch those movies. It might look boring to you. And you know the interesting thing is that once you continue being there, after a while, you will start finding meaning in that thing. You will start to enjoy it. But it takes going through the period where it's boring or where it's tiring, then you will start to enjoy it.
I don't know about finding meaning in dangerous things,
Yes.
It makes you happy, so I'm happy.
Yes. All right.